Now, I don't know, Lynn, has anyone introduced you yet? Do you guys know how amazing Lynn is? Okay. So Lynn Murphy, she is amazing. I got to pull up her information really quick for you because, oh my God, what a warehouse. So I met Lynn, at a work event, and her and I have been friends. We've gotten to exchange things, including sessions. She's, oh my God, first and foremost, she's just an amazing theta healer. She definitely shifted things within me in one session that I could not have imagined shifting ever. And just really beautiful. She's an intuitive consultant, but she really specializes in supporting spiritual people to achieve freedom from loss, trauma, and old wounds. And she helps them release like limiting beliefs. She changes work and life conditions to embrace and expand her sense of self and possibilities. Again, she uses the theta healing, which was amazing, also access bars. And she has just an amazing skill set for counseling and divine guidance. So she's wonderful to work with. Her healing sessions are profound. They are subtly profound. They're so profound. So I really encourage you to check her out if you feel she can be assistance to you. She's just a beautiful soul. And she's also an Amazon bestseller. Okay. If you don't know, she's written 4 books, and I think there's another one on the way, right? And just amazing. So check her out.
Maggie, that was really sweet. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're awesome. Okay, so the last presentation for the day, and the topic is your greatness. So I wanted to talk about your greatness. And I'm going to acknowledge for you that a lot of people have trouble with that term, right? That it is, we're not supposed to talk about ourselves that way. That Rosa Parks is great, Mother Teresa is great, Martin Luther King, but not me. I'm just a person. And we've been taught to be humble, and humility is an awesome trait. At the same time, there's something about acknowledging greatness within you that actually, that just is. It's like owning it, owning who you are. I do think that we've really been taught to minimize ourselves, that we are, in fact, there's that whole kind of humor that people use. Men do it to each other in particular, where they put themselves down or insult each other. And it's really fun within that system. But I'm saying, consider who we are when we're not looking at our personalities, our bodies, our job descriptions, who are we really? And I see us as, I love to use the movie Cocoon, because remember they would take their bodies off when they'd get in the pool, and they'd be these light yellow, stretchy shapes that were kind of like humans. And that's what I think is something like what we really are. We're not this, This is what changes for what suits us for every lifetime. In this lifetime, I have scars that go from my fingertips all the way up, and some on the other arms, some on my face, and so on, because I was in a house fire when I was 2.5. That is really beneficial to me in this life. But it's like the outfit I put on for this life or for this day, right? Okay, it's not who I am. Our greatness doesn't have to be the kind of thing either that is when someone runs into a burning building and saves somebody else's pets. That's extraordinary that anybody could do that. But I'm not talking about that kind of greatness either. It's the potential. See, I have a quote from Maggie. Everyone has, she said, it's that we hold a person's hand, we hold energy for people. It's being there for them. I think that that's a form of greatness. And I think we all have potential for it, especially given certain circumstances. The way that I got to be comfortable with this term is by going to Greatness Circle. And in the end, I'll give you the more information about it. But in Greatness Circle, you have to either not share, not participate, or say, my greatness is. And then get feedback from people. Not like a counseling group, but more like just a feedback session. So the last one I went to, I said, my greatness is my ability to persevere. That like putting together this whole thing and all the links that didn't work and all the challenges I ran into. But my goodness, here we are, second day, and we'll be done at 3:00. So I persevered. That's one of my strengths. It's really good to know what your strengths are, especially if you have a self-critical mind. Anybody have a self-critical mind? Yeah, where we pick on each other, pick on ourselves all the time. Oh, it's old. Okay. Other great things that we do are little things. Like we keep going even though we're in a pandemic. That we're willing to wear our masks and accept the other restrictions that we have to live with for now. And for some of you, taking the steps to start your own business, going beyond doing the little things, but like stepping out there and taking risks. Greatness also shows up in how we treat people. Do we treat them with compassion, with helpfulness, with truth, with kindness? When we give them truth, do we do it with kindness? Marianne Williamson said, nothing liberates our greatness as the desire to help and the desire to serve. It brings out the best in us. Also, our greatness lies in the fact that we see the good in each other. In fact, we look for it. We look for it not just in each other, people like us, like-minded people like us, whom we just love, but also in other people. It's when you see someone sleeping on the sidewalk and your heart opens to them, that you wish so much, that you knew their circumstances, that you could help. You don't know how to help. That's greatness. And Frank said, in spite of everything, I still believe people are really good at heart. And that's greatness. I think that's why we still read her book. It was in the 8th grade literature book, a huge excerpt out of her book, when I taught 8th grade English for resource kids. I remember reading that with the kids, and we get to the end of the book, and I'm like, okay, you guys have to finish the last 2 pages on your own. I went in the other room and cried. Really touched me. So, seeing the goodness, recognizing the greatness in others is really powerful. And I wonder how you feel about that and how you feel about your attributes or your strengths. So in Greatness Circle, we call it greatness. But I like to think of it as attributes or strengths because that brings it down to a level where I can pinpoint it, as a trait or something in particular. So think about it. What are your strengths? What's your greatness? Is it perseverance? Is it kindness? Honesty? Integrity? That's a fine one. Timeliness? Humility? Go on the internet and you look, you'll see these really long lists. And in theta healing, that's one of the things that we do is increase the number of, I'm trying to think the word that Brianna Stillwell, who created theta healing, what she called it, Bobby, if you remember, you can interrupt and tell me. Or Tamara. So in the theta work, in the classes, virtues, thank you, virtues. We develop virtues really fast in those classes. And in one of the classes, the third one, the creator of it said that we master 94 virtues. No, the virtues that we master in her class would take 94 lifetimes. So nothing like speeding up the process. Thank you, God. So I'm going to ask each of you to decide on a greatness that you're willing to share, and I'll model how we do it. And when you're ready to unmute yourself, you can share a greatness of yours. While you're thinking about that, Greatness Circle is here in Phoenix, and we used to meet in person, and now we meet online. And I understand there are 3 of them a week. I go Monday mornings, 9 a.m. You also can attend once and never come back if it's not comfortable. You can attend and not share until you are comfortable. And I know that I went for months and would cry because it was like, I can be all that. Not supposed to be all that. So it took me months to adjust to, wow, of course I have greatness. Everybody does. So if you want that, just send me a note and I will email you the links for that. And I'll let the woman who runs it know. So your greatness, you see, oh, one of my greatnesses is I'm a really emotional person. And as you can see, like my emotions just whoosh up. And then they just pass, right? And I've learned to live with that. So yes, feeling my emotions and being able to name them is one of my strengths. Who would like to share one of theirs?
I'll go ahead and go. I tend to, whenever somebody's complaining about something, find the story and the history behind whatever they're complaining about. Most notably, with what's going on in the world right now with crime increasing and things like that. Sometimes people will complain, well, I wish this culture didn't do this or this person didn't do this. And my mind always goes to how were they raised? What cycles have brought them there, and what can be done to encourage that person, that specific person, rather than an entire group and just slapping on a judgment. I've always felt like that was a strength, to look at the individuals. Don't look at a group and just slap on a judgment. There's always a story that has brought us all to where we are today.
Wonderful. That is compassion too. Okay. Understanding and compassion. Good for you. Thank you.
I'll go. I think that one of my greatnesses is that I am open. I'm open of myself and I'm open to others.
Awesome, Tamara. Yes, you are. You're just full of goodness and willing to share it.
That's it.
Shauna, are you ready?
Maybe. I mean, I think I go off of what everyone's been talking about. I think I have a great capacity to be really all loving, maybe even when I shouldn't be. And then I jot down.
You froze. Say it again. You jotted down. You're still frozen. In the meantime, let me celebrate that you do have the greatness of being loving. It's a beautiful trait. You need more people like you. I don't know if she's going to come back or not. Jan, are you ready? You're unmuted.
Yes, I am. Um, I am compassionate, and I'm glad I am. It saved me a lot. I worked with the elderly most of my career in nursing, and had a gift, and it was a gift because it wasn't anything that I could study for, but a gift for understanding where my residents with Alzheimer's, dementia, how they were feeling and what they needed from me was just such a wonderful gift. It filled my cup every day that I was working. So I'm grateful for compassion.
Compassion and kindness, and you can hear your intuition and what you said, the way you would tune into your patients. Yeah, very intuitive. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I see yours, Maggie. Yeah, compassion. I would add intelligence too. You're kind of bright. Ah, Shauna, that's too bad. Want to put it in the chat? Oh, you're back. And you're first.
It's back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm frozen. Yeah, kind of. Sorry, it was, of course, the minute I'm talking about my greatness, the internet goes dead. I'm like putting the whatever. No, it went on. It's like weird, super weird. The whole thing just like shut off the first time this whole experience. Anyway, it was just going off whatever everyone else goes off of, is a little bit of understanding in situations where people around me might not have the same understanding.
Oh,
That's mine.
Is that intuition?
Yes, I think I do have it. Not all the time when I get focused on life and work and stress and anxiety and things like that. But when I'm in moments like this, that gives me time to ground and feel and connect and kind of retune. I definitely have that. Yes, but not all the time. I wish I did.
Oh, I think you will. I think it's a matter of allowing it and inviting it and allowing it. And then you can be like Polly.
Yeah. I love all of you guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Ken, you're unmuted.
I think my current greatness is I'm learning to be more.
Oh, what does that mean?
Discovering that the things I thought I was, the limitations I thought I had, no longer exist.
Woo! Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Hey, Mary.
Hi, okay. I'll jump in. This is tough, but I'll jump in.
Good for you.
I try to see the best in everybody and do my absolute best to treat everyone with love, compassion, no matter who they are. Like, you know, when I'm out, I smile at everybody. I like opening my heart and just trying to see the best in everything. Not naively, I can see, you know, but, you know, not naive, but I do want to, I like giving unconditional love and trying to see the best.
So you wear your mask and then people can see that you're smiling at them, huh?
They can, because I look right at them and I just kind of, you know, when I go by them in the store, just, you know, and just smile and nod. I think everyone needs to be acknowledged. So, you know. So.
Yeah. You have so much awareness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Monica, did you do one? You don't have to.
Well, I was struggling to think of greatness, but what occurred to me, two things: my capacity to love animals,
Oh,
and and I also have a really big capacity to see two sides of the story. You know, if there's a dispute between people, family members, or anything like that, maybe like a mediator. So, yeah, I take the logical parts of the debate.
no, that's valuable. Good for you. Okay. Anybody else? Yay, Bobby.
Yeah, hi guys. Gosh, I guess of some of the things that you mentioned, I can relate to being kind to any living thing, honestly. I'm okay with killing flies, but most other things, I feel bad about it for a millisecond, but but I rescue spiders and all kinds of other stuff. But for some reason, flies. I don't know. Anyway, kind. I'm generous with my time, and I'm a good listener.
So true. All of the above. And I love that you can name more than one thing.
I can also say I experienced Greatness Circle. It's been several years ago since I've gone, and I was extremely uncomfortable. Um, I was not in a place where I could hear other people validating me. You know, I just threw up that wall. It was, yeah. I've done a lot of healing since then, and I might be able to actually absorb what I was hearing there instead of blocking it. So maybe it's time for me to give it another try.
You know, that would be really cool to check it out and see what it feels like. Because that was several years ago. And I remember it was very uncomfortable for you. And it is a process going through that, having it reflected back to you by everyone who's attending. So that would be like being in this group and every single one says to the person who just shared, and I hear this greatness in you, and I see this, and I want to expand on that because you've got that, and you can get really overwhelmed. Like, okay, the first three were fine, but there's 7 of you, it's too much. So yeah, that happens. And then it passes too. So it's a good practice. So like I said, if someone is interested, it occurs 3 times a week online, and I can send you information. So it's about time to wrap it up. I want you to know that your greatness is inherent. It's just because you exist, you have it. So enjoy it, own it. I also want you to know about a program that I have coming up called Imagine You Changing the World. It runs from October 1st to November 19th. It's on my webpage, which is the Cockrum-Murphy.com with a hyphen. And I'm only opening it to 9 people. So that's coming up. And I have another batch of downloads for you. Just as everybody presented and talked, I made notes for myself so that I would remember. Okay. Let's see. I know how to be in and stay in God consciousness. It's easy. Life is easy. I'm a good listener. I integrate change easily. The spiritual part of my life blends with the everydayness of my life. I know how to live without keeping those 2 things separate. I know my own moral compass. I know how to expand my heart to help others and lift up the world. I step into higher states of consciousness. I live in higher states of consciousness. I enjoy them. I deserve it. It's my birthright. It's just part of who I am. And I transition easily in each stage of my life. I know how to live without going through a crisis with growth and change. Transitions come easily to me. see. I'm aware of my fear. I can name it and I know how to dissolve it. I know how to relax and meditate. I'm going to download this right now because I've still got more to the list. So if you want those, say yes. Creator, it is requested to download those for every person in the group on all 4 levels in every cell of their being, in every language. Past, present, and future. Thank you. It is done. Show me. Okay. When I say show me, that's when I watch the energy move. Okay, I know how to relax. I know how to meditate, and I give myself time for these things. I know how to stop thoughts that are unbeneficial to me. I know how to let go, and I do let things go. I know how to live without feeling insecure. I trust that I am evolving. I know that I'm evolving. I'm shifting, and I'm shifting only for my highest and best. I know how to live in these times with profound changes and to thrive. I attract love. I know how to live without attracting a rejection, and I know how to live without feeling rejected. I know how to live without being hard on myself. I do live my values, and I know how to live without overthinking. Let's see. And I know how to live without fearing the unknown, death, abandonment, or scarcity. I trust in myself to provide for myself, and I know who my source is, that I can get what I need there. If you want those things, say yes. I need to download these for everyone on all 4 levels. Every cell of their being, all languages, past, present, and future, only for their highest and best. Thank you. It's done, it's done, it's done. Show me. Beautiful. Okay. Those were the downloads. And let's see. Oh, Bobby, thanks for sending that out. Cool. Cool. And I see that, Shauna. Greatness was your most helpful topic. And that you didn't get to put that in the poll because you did it before we did greatness. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. And January 8th and 9th, I haven't worked at the times. I probably will change this into a couple of different 2-hour sessions because for me to sit in front of a screen for 3 hours is as mind-numbing as it is butt-numbing. Also, bathroom breaks. What was I thinking? So I invite you to contact me, and all the emails are in here, or at least the presenters' emails are in here. And I'd like to close with a prayer. And before I close, any burning desires to say something?
Hi, I'd just like to thank all of the presenters and everyone. Thank you for this opportunity and getting together like this. It's been great. It's been great meeting every one of you, and just loved it all. Thanks.
Thank you for saying so, Mary. Yeah, I agree. I'm so grateful that Vivian and Maggie and Polly were all willing to step forward because you got to experience the gifts of totally different people who express their gifts differently. Very cool. Very blessed. Okay, here we go. Oh, Creator. The love and the strength I feel in my heart. May each person that's in this webinar experience that. May they know the strength and the power of connecting with you. May it be increased. May they find their teachers that move them further on the path. And thank you for the guarantees that when we ask it's delivered. Thank you that you hear us. Thank you that you are willing to go by a dozen different names, maybe more. And thanks for your continuous outpouring of love for all the angels, masters, guides, and other beings that support us. Peace to all. So it is. Thank you. Stone. I'm as jazzed now as I was when we started. Okay, any comments before we close?
Thank you for putting this together, Lynn. It's definitely been a blessing.
Thank you. Okay, well, I hope to see y'all in January. It sounded like most of you were pretty interested in doing that. And I think you can save the chat. Bobby, is that what you said?
So yeah, if you hover your mouse in the chat area right above the box where you would type, on the right-hand side, you'll see 3 pale little dots. And if you click those dots, it gives you the opportunity to save your chat somewhere on your device.
Excellent.
And that makes it a lot easier than having to write everything down. So.
Cool. Okay.
And I took a picture of it. Instead of trying to write down other things, I took a picture of it, so.
Good idea. Okay. All right, love y'all. See you next time.
Have a good week. Thank you.
Bye-bye, thanks.
Bye.